Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for this week's edition of Video Game Reviews. And we are going to be covering Sonic Racing Crossworlds for this one. And this is a multi-platform game here. And as you can see, I've got the case in front of me for the Nintendo Switch version, because this game is available on the Switch. It is also available for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X, at least at the moment. The Nintendo Switch 2 version is supposed to come out later on this year, I think in December or something, as a holiday title. But the other versions of this game that are currently available were all released on September 25th, 2025. And this, of course, is the follow-up to Team Sonic Racing, which released in 2019. And, yeah, now, in this game, you've got rings that are scattered around the track that you have to collect, because that makes your car go faster. And there's also other different worlds from other Sonic games you can race in, hence hence the title Sonic Racing Crossworlds. So you can choose between standard race cars, which transform to boats and planes. But unlike in the previous Sonic Racing games, you're not restricted to a single vehicle. Now, the cars in this one can fall in one of 4 different classes based on the following stats: speed, acceleration, power, or handling. There's also a 5th type, boost, which is utilized exclusively by Extreme Gear. You can unlock a total of 45 different vehicles, and you can also combine parts from the vehicles that they've unlocked in order to create custom vehicles. By competing in races and completing special challenge objectives, players can earn Dompod tickets, which can be used to purchase additional vehicle parts and customization items like paint and decals. You can also spend tickets to retry a race during a Grand Prix, or you can give them to characters to increase their friendship rating and earn rewards. And before starting a race, you can choose from over 70 unlockable gadgets to equip that provide them passive advantages, such as drawing in distant rings increasing trick speeds, or prioritizing specific items. Up to 6 gadget slots can be unlocked, with some gadgets requiring multiple slots to be equipped. Now, there are 24 different racetracks, which are divided into 8 Grand Prix. After the first lap of each race, the person that's in first place can choose between 2 different travel rings, which are large ring-shaped portals that appear in the middle of the track. The racers then enter the selected travel ring and emerge at the corresponding cross-world on the 15 separate locations, in which the second lap of the race takes place before reverting back to the original track for the final lap. And while you're in the crossroad, random frenzy modifiers may be activated, causing additional effects such as adding moving boost gates to the course. Elements of the track layout also change during the final lap, which open new paths and shortcuts. Additional tracks and vehicles are available as downloadable content, or DLC for short. Players can choose between 4 different speed options, which also act as the race's difficulty setting. In Grand Prix mode, the player must complete 4 sequential races, which consist of freestanding races, and a final race that features 1 lap from each of the preceding tracks, while attempting to earn the highest placement score possible. And during one Grand Prix, one opponent is designated as the player's rival, who exhibits higher difficulty behavior and specifically targets the player during each race. Rival characters also have special interactions with the player character, and defeating a rival in Grand Prix grants additional rewards. Time trial mode allows you to play 3 laps on each track and record your best times. Earning medals in time trials unlocks additional music tracks from other Sonic games in the jukebox menu, and when these tracks can be set as the individual background music for each lap of a race. Third mode, which is Race Part, features team mechanics similar to those in Team Sonic Racing. In the mode, teams of players earn points by completing specific challenges, such as collecting the most rings or hitting the most opponents with items. Defeating computer-controlled rival teams in Race Park unlocks additional rewards. The game supports local multiplayer as well as cross-platform online multiplayer for up to 12 players. Themed festival events are held infrequently, which allow players to compete online in Race Park-style challenges to earn points for additional rewards. Crossworlds then features the largest roster of playable characters in a Sonic racing game to date. And with the final roster includes DLC character sets to exceed a total of 50 characters. Now, there were 24 playable characters at launch, and one of those is unlockable. There are additional characters from other Sega properties that are via free monthly updates, with 13 total of those to be released through the end of 2026. And then there's the Premium Season Pass, which adds 15 characters from the external properties, spread across 6 waves of content. The guest characters include Joker, Mega Man, Pac-Man, Patrick, and SpongeBob. So yeah, there are a lot of characters that you can use in this game. And the Grand Prix are really good. Now, I've been doing the Grand Prix on normal mode difficulty. Some of the time it's some of them it's a bit challenging. Now, of course, if you were to play at the easiest difficulty, the computers probably don't pose much of a threat. But if you're playing on like normal or higher, yeah, sometimes they'll come at you. But this is a really fun game. And the online, based on what I've played with the online and the demos, that can be chaotic as well, especially when you're playing that with friends. And it's a really great game. Now, do I think it's better than Mario Kart World? Well, right now that remains to be seen. But it's definitely a very fun game to play. And of course, if you like racing games and you like Sonic the Hedgehog, then you would definitely enjoy this one. Oh, and I forgot to mention, one of the other guest characters in this is Steve from Minecraft. Because who doesn't love Steve? But yeah, Steve from Minecraft is pretty cool. Alright. So, overall for this game, I would probably... I'd say I would give this one a 9.5 out of 10. And also, the other thing I also forgot to mention is they first revealed this during, what was it? Yeah, it was during last year's Game Awards. And, yeah, like, this is a lot of fun, I think. I mean, like, even if you're not that big of a Sonic fan, like, you could still at least try this game. Like I said, it is a lot of fun, and this may end up being featured on Weekend Gamers someday. In fact, it probably will. I don't know if it's going to be able to be before the end of this year, but if not, then we'll definitely definitely see it on Weekend Gamers next year for sure. But yeah, like I said, a very fun racing game, and a very fun game in general. And so that is going to do it for this episode. And I think you're going to be in for a treat for next week, because we're going to be covering a collection featuring a pair of games which ties into a certain movie that's coming out in April. I think that should give you a pretty good hint as to what we're going to be covering next week. So, yeah, I will see you for that.